Namaskara, everyone. Welcome to today's Vivarani, where we take these massive, complex, ancient sources and break them down so they actually make sense. Today, we are embarking on a truly epic journey. We're going to unravel the deeply complex, often contradictory, and just straight-up fascinating birth stories of Lord Shiva, the supreme god of destruction. It's a mystery that has literally captivated seekers for millennia, and we are going to dive right into the heart of it.
Think about it. It's the ultimate cosmic paradox, right? Shiva is known as the Adi Purusha, the primordial being, but he is also recognized as the absolute end of the universe. We know from the ancient texts that if he simply wills it, he can destroy the entire cosmos in a fraction of a second with just a single glance from his third eye. Yet if he possesses this immortal, world-ending power, how exactly did he begin? Who are his parents? How did the destroyer himself come to be?
So to piece this puzzle together, we simply can't rely on just one single source. These ancient texts are almost like multiple witness accounts of the exact same grand cosmic event. Today, we'll quickly navigate through a few of these. We'll look at the mystery of the eternal God, the self-manifested Swayambhu, the endless pillar of light, Rudra the crying child, origins from the divine Omkara, and finally, the ultimate cosmic teacher. Let's get started. Section 1. Mystery of the eternal God. Before we even start looking at his birth, we really have to establish the absolute supremacy of Shiva as it's described in our texts. He's known affectionately by his devotees as Bhaktapriya or Shambhu Shankara, a deity who is so easily won over by pure devotion. And yet, at the exact same time, he possesses unmatched, terrifying, destructive capabilities. The texts refer to him as Mrityunjaya, the conqueror of death, because he effortlessly controls the Panchabhutas, the 5 fundamental elements of the universe, shaping them exactly to his will. He literally has zero fear of death. There is no force in the entire cosmos capable of destroying him. He is entirely deathless. So you see, searching for a birth for someone who literally cannot die makes our investigation incredibly fascinating. Where do you even begin looking?
Section 2. The self-manifested Swayambhu.
When we look at our first ancient source, the Shiva Purana, well, it doesn't mince words. It firmly and definitively states that Lord Shiva has no mother and no father. The precise term the Purana uses is Swayambhu. It means self-manifested. He is an Udbhava Murti, a deity who just spontaneously willed himself into existence. I mean, imagine an awe-inspiring power so absolute, so vast, that it requires no prior cause at all. He simply shaped himself out of his own accord, completely independent of the standard laws of creation. But okay, here is where it gets highly intriguing. We encounter what's basically a classic Rashomon effect in the ancient texts, where different sources give us entirely opposite accounts of the exact same foundational event. The Shiva Purana states that while Shiva was deep in meditation, peacefully chanting with his Rudraksha mala, a single bead dropped from his fingers. And from that dropped Rudraksha, Lord Vishnu was born. But if we turn the pages of the Vishnu Purana, it claims the exact reverse. It states that Shiva was actually born from the magnificent divine light of Lord Mahavishnu, the master of the universe. Both texts present completely different, entirely confident views of who birthed whom. Section 3. The endless pillar of light. Now this brings us to perhaps the most famous household legend regarding Shiva's origins. And it starts with a massive cosmic ego clash between Lord Brahma, the creator, and Lord Vishnu, the preserver. Long ago, Brahma and Vishnu were having this intense argument over who was the single most powerful being in the universe. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a blinding, glowing pillar of light appears between them. It is so dazzling and immense that they can't even see their surroundings. So to settle their argument, Brahma transforms into a magnificent eagle, a Giduga, and begins to soar upward, flying for thousands of years just to find the top of this glowing spire. Vishnu, on the other hand, takes the form of Varaha, a mighty colossal boar, and furiously digs downwards through the cosmic earth to find the bottom. But here's the catch. No matter how far up the eagle flies or how deep the boar digs, the pillar remains infinite. It has absolutely no end. So who actually set this impossible challenge? It came from an Ashuravani, a mysterious, disembodied voice ringing out right from the pillar itself, laying down the ultimate test. It said, "Whoever reaches the end of this pillar first is the most powerful." After failing miserably and returning completely exhausted, the infinite pillar suddenly vanishes, and in its place, Lord Shiva manifests in all his glory. Standing dwarfed at his feet,
both Brahma and Vishnu instantly realize the profound truth. Shiva is the supreme force of the universe. They come to a unanimous agreement that no power exceeds Shankara.
Section 4. Rudra, the crying child.
We've just seen Shiva as a terrifying, infinite pillar of fire, right? But the Vishnu Purana gives us a completely different, highly unexpected account. The story goes that Lord Vishnu was resting on the tranquil cosmic waters, and from a lotus blooming in his navel, Lord Brahma was born. Now, as Brahma and Vishnu were discussing the vastness of the empty universe, Shiva suddenly manifested right out of the absolute silent nothingness. Initially, Brahma didn't even know who this new presence was, but after Vishnu carefully explained Shiva's incredible foundational power, a very repentant Brahma humbly requested Shiva to be born as his own son. Granting this wish, Shiva manifested from the void once more, but this time as a tiny, fragile baby boy, right while Brahma was actively engaged in creating the rest of the universe.
Now get this, because this is where it gets remarkably surprising. This was no ordinary newborn. This baby, the supreme destroyer of the universe, cried continuously, without pause. It is an incredibly absurd and almost humorous image, if you think about it. When a thoroughly confused Lord Brahma picked the infant up and gently asked, "Why are you crying?" the baby replied with perfect clarity, "Because I do not have a name." To soothe the child, Brahma quickly gave him the name Rudra, which literally translates to the one who cries or weeps.
But the name Rudra wasn't enough. The baby kept right on crying. Brahma gave him a second name, but the child still wasn't satisfied. Eventually, a frantic and desperate Brahma had to generate 108 different magnificent names to finally appease this infant. He named him Isha, Jagadisha, Parameshwara, Ishwara, Mahadeva, Shankara, and many more, actually writing these divine names down onto the very earth itself as he spoke them. And that is exactly how the mighty Shiva acquired his vast multitude of titles right at the dawn of time, just by being an unsatisfied, weeping child. Section 5, Origins from the Divine Omkara. Let's see how all of this builds into an even deeper layer of cosmic truth. When we look at texts like the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Devi Purana, the focus shifts to the ultimate unifying forces behind all these deities. In a truly beautiful moment from the Srimad Bhagavatam, the sage Narada asks his father, Lord Brahma, who is the actual mother and father of the Trimurti. Brahma reveals a profound unifying truth. The entire universe and the Trimurti themselves, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, are all children of the universal mother, goddess Durga. She is the ultimate original source of their existence. The Devi Purana adds another profound layer during yet another argument between Brahma and Vishnu. This time, Sadashiva appears to mediate the dispute. He explains the cosmic balance. Brahma is meant to create, Vishnu is meant to preserve, and he is meant to destroy. But then, he reveals his true, complete form, which consists of 5 distinct radiant faces: Satyajata, Vamadeva, Agora, Tatpursha, and the 5th face, Ishana, which is also known as Nada. It is this 5th face, Nada, that generated the very first cosmic sound of the universe. And this brilliantly illustrates the core of Shiva's identity. Connect the dots for a second. When you combine the immense energy of those 5 faces together, it creates the sacred syllable Omkara. Shiva explains that this Omkara is the ultimate source of absolutely everything. It's the vibration and the seed of the entire cosmos. Hearing this, Brahma and Vishnu realize that Shiva isn't just a physical god holding a trident, he is the Omkara itself. Realizing there's literally no power greater or more ancient than this sound, they bow to him and immediately end their dispute. Section 6, the ultimate cosmic teacher. So we've talked about his terrifying, destructive power, his infinite nature, and his multiple, fascinating births. But what did Shiva actually do with all this supreme, infinite knowledge? Well, the ancient texts reveal his final and perhaps most important identity. Shiva did not keep the deep secrets of the Omkara and the mechanics of the universe to himself. Instead, he chose to pour out his vast, boundless wisdom to a very specific, carefully selected number of disciples, exactly 7. Sitting as the Adiyogi, the first yogi, he imparted this unparalleled mystical knowledge directly to these 7 chosen students. And who were they? They went on to become the legendary Sapta Rishis, the 7 great sages of antiquity.
Because of this monumental, earth-shattering transfer of knowledge, Shiva is forever celebrated as the original supreme guru of the entire universe. Every technique of yoga, every deep meditation, and all true cosmic wisdom flows directly from his ancient teachings to those 7 sages, who then spread it across the world. So as we wrap up this exploration, we are left staring at a magnificent puzzle. We have traveled from a self-manifested god requiring no parents to an infinite pillar of blazing light, to a crying baby demanding a name, all the way to the primordial sound of Omkara. So are these texts simply contradicting each other? Or, if the universe is truly built on multiple, infinite truths, are we just trying to measure the immeasurable? Perhaps these ancient Puranas are simply different, beautiful attempts by human minds to comprehend the boundless, awe-inspiring scale of the cosmos. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next presentation.